podcast. You dig what I'm saying? Vulnerability, accountability, leadership, intentionality, and demand. All aspects of life, and we just here to talk about it. Today, that's valid. I'm excited to be back. Today, we have a very special guest. I'm going to go ahead and allow you to introduce yourself.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Hey, guys, what's up? Hey, guys, what's up? My name is Denise Felicia. I'm just here enjoying, vibing. Met Aubrey through another podcast, and I was like, hey, whenever you're ready, I'll jump on. And here I am. So let's get it started.
Yes. Shout out to Chocolate Testimony. If you haven't listened to that episode on mental health in the Black and Brown community, definitely head over to Apple Podcast for sure, and let's check it out. There's also some resources attached to it, which I absolutely love. And I'm thankful to have been on it with Denise, because we're here now helping us out.
I know.
We're going to go ahead and jump into a validity check before we get into our topic for today. And I think I got a pretty good one. I haven't had one in a minute, like you said, Shelby, so I think I got a pretty good one.
Let's hear it.
So you got this couple going on, right, where they're in the process of breaking up. You feel me? Things are getting a little rocky. I wouldn't even say they're in the process of breaking up, but things are getting rocky. You feel me? Like, things are just happening where it's leading to that point where there's a potential for a break, right? In an argument, the shorty starts. At this point, actually, they're not together. They're separated from one another. They're not together. And the shorty, who doesn't really want to end the relationship, starts throwing at that person all the things that they've done for the person. So, the other individual was like, okay, like, if this is what you're going to do, then bet I'm really gone now. Who's valid in that situation?
I'll let you go first.
Well, as a natural caring human being, I do things out of the kindness out of my heart, not for keeping the score, and I don't like when people do that either. So the minute that you start to throw things in my face, even though I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, I'm out. So that person who was out is valid in my eyes, because there's really no reason for you to, like, your intentions are true when you reveal that during an ugly fight or ugly scenario. So I'm out. That's how I feel.
I agree. I feel like you don't do something for someone because you wanted something out of it, or like you expected that they were going to treat you a certain way just because you did this for them. Like you said, you do it out of the kindness of your heart. So I feel like that's messed up to even hold that above somebody's head. Like, I didn't ask you to do this for me. Like, you just did it and I accepted it, but don't hold it over my head.
Right. Now, what if in the conversation they're trying to say, like, oh, well, I did this for you. Why can't you do this for me? You feel me? That's where it was at. Like, is it still a no-go, or is it like, okay, maybe they're trying to prove a point?
I guess it depends on delivery, right? I guess it depends on delivery.
Okay.
Like, if you're sitting here, if your intentions are to, I guess, kind of educate me on your love language, being like, I do these things for you because I would like for them to be done for me, and that's a whole nother scenario. But I'm petty, and my mind's petty, so I would have not taken it that way.
Girl, I'm surprised you even like interpreted it in that way, because my mind went straight to no. Like, no.
No. I'm great at being able to discern situations that I can separate myself from. You feel me? But when I'm fully emotionally invested, I can't say that I can think that clearly about a situation, or even like figure it out from different perspectives. Yeah. Because it ain't me, I can say maybe that person was trying to educate you. Yeah. If it was me, nah.
That's
like,
real.
Nah, you said what you said. You meant what you meant.
Right.
That's real. I feel like, I'm on the same wave. You ain't gonna tell me what you did for me, because honestly, I could have did it for myself. That's how I feel.
That part.
Like, I could have did it for myself. I did not ask for you to do that, but you did it. It's already done. Let it go. We can just head right into today's topic. I'm with it. All right. So today's topic is called Power in the Crown. Now, I named it Power in the Crown because we had a great conversation, Shelby and I, on having a discussion around hair in the Black and brown community. Now, when we say having a conversation around it, we just know that, you know, hair is I feel like it's a staple, right, in the Black and brown community. Everybody wants to have their hair looking good. Everybody wants to look good, and hair is always the number one thing. I always hear like, you know, yeah, I'll do it with you, but I gotta get my hair done. You know what I mean? Like that's just a thing. Now for me, not necessarily, right? I always wear a hat, so my hair always looks the same. It's looked the same for about 23 years, actually. So, but we just always thought that it was a great conversation, and we see a lot of stuff in the social. I personally see a lot of stuff in social media when it comes to hair. One of the things that we'll get into is the video where a young girl was getting her hair done, and she said, "You know, I don't look good. Basically, I look ugly," and that was heartbreaking to me because I also have little cousins who always says, "I want longer hair," or "I wanna do this with my hair." When you know, it's okay to love your hair. So my first question to everybody would be, how important is it for people in the Black and brown community to embrace their natural hair? Make sense? You want
I
me to
feel
go
like
deeper?
it's important because it's a part of who you are. Like you can't change who you are. It's just you were born this way and your hair grew out of your head the way that it grew. But I'm not saying it's wrong to manipulate it and do whatever you want to do with it, but you should also embrace and love what came with you naturally.
I like that.
Listen, I was talking a little bit earlier before we started recording and everything, and my mom's a cosmetologist, so I know how to do hair. I grew up surrounded around here. Like it's something that has just been in my family, right? And I've learned how to manipulate my hair. I like to call it manipulation because that's technically what you do when you do anything to it that outside of its natural state. I've
Mm-hmm.
learned to manipulate my hair since I was so young. Right now, I have in faux dreads, faux goddess locks. A week ago, I had my puff, my Afro puff. 2 weeks before that, I had straight hair. Like honestly, hair is very, very important to me, and I see how important it is to, especially women in the Black community. Hair salons have always been like a center of conversation, a therapy. It's always been something very important. You know what I mean? And it is definitely important for me. So
Yeah, and it makes you feel good when you get your hair done and you looking cute and you pop and you go pop out, new deal, who's this? You know what I'm saying?
you know what feels good? When another woman compliments your hair. I'd be like,
Yes, right.
I dig it. I mean, I'm a little different because I'm not into the hair thing. I like to keep it simple, but that's also because I wear a lot of hats, so I just don't necessarily switch it up. But I've been trying. I'll tell you that. I've been trying, trying to wear my hair out.
But do you think that just because you're not into your own hair, do you not think that hair isn't a center of attraction for you when you're like looking at people? You don't think it
Yes,
matters? Because
I
I'm
do.
not looking at somebody that got like Cleo braids. I'm not like what's his name? What's his name? Jim Jones braids. I ain't looking at somebody with Jim
Yeah,
Jones.
I do.
I'm like, okay.
Look, I think I definitely do. I think it's always nice to see somebody with their hair done and compliment them on their hair. Like I just think, like I always say to people, excuse my French, but the girls love my hair. When I have it straightened and it's out and whatnot, I always say that. I'll just be joking. People be like, why you don't just cut your hair if you don't really care about it? When it's like, no, I'm not cutting my hair. So I think I do have some type of attachment to my hair. It's just I have an attachment to my hairstyle. Like a low ponytail is me. Like I feel like that just signifies
forever.
right? Like, and if I switch it up, it's a little different. You'd be like, what'd you do to your hair? Like it's an instant
Yeah.
thing. Like, but that's just me. When you see me, you're gonna see a low ponytail and I'm gonna have a hat on. Like that's just me. Or I might have my hair out and I might have a bandana on. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just don't. To me, I just don't switch it up. I don't know why I don't switch it up. I just don't switch it up. I just keep it to how it is. Or it could be straightened. But my hair is so like it has a mind of its own where if I walk outside in this type of heat and my hair is straight and gone.
Yeah.
Like that. So then I just be like, why I get my hair straightened? I mean, it's nice to be able to like comb it through, you feel me? Like, ooh, it just feel light. It's like your head feels light like when you got your hair done and it's looking good, and it just feels nice when it's light, you know. So, so yeah, to answer your question, yeah.
Exactly. I think that everybody, your hair is a part of your identifying like personality. It's an extension of you. Like you present to the world through your hair who you want to be viewed as. Like that's just how I feel. And if we're going back to like that little girl in that video, I mean, that was really sad that she felt like she wasn't pretty. Her hair wasn't done while her hair was being done. But the reality of the situation is that I think that society has taught us that we have to present ourselves some sort of way, especially as Black and brown people. Like our hair has naturally not been deemed attractive or well kept or professional. So we've been taught to feel like we don't look good if our hair ain't good. And as much as I like to say I would like to not subscribe to that notion, however my hair looks, it
It's
can
how
be in a puff ball. It could be in a puff ball. It could be straight. It could be in dreads. It could be in braids. But that's the way I want to present to someone right now. When I was younger, it would always be straight hair. Now that I'm older, I barely straighten my hair. You know what I mean? Because I've decided that this is something that I wanted to do for me. You know what I mean? I've
Yeah.
decided that I'm not going to subscribe to the European centric type of hairstyles all the time. I just straightened my hair the other day during Corona because I was bored. I haven't straightened my hair in years. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
for
I was the
sure.
same way when I was younger. I thought for my hair to be done, like it just needed to be straightened. Like I never wore my hair naturally like out for a while. And then like recently, I would say over the past like 2 years, like I just like you said, I wanted to embrace what was coming out of my head and just not conform. And yes, I do go to work with my hair curly, fresh out, like yes, this is me, this is who I am. Like yeah, so I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I love the fact too, Shelby, that you are good at like trying new things too. Like you'll be like, I'm cutting my hair today.
Yeah, I'm not
Like,
scared to cut my hair.
like she'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna have a hair appointment. I'm cutting my hair today. I'll be like,
Yeah.
okay.
That's one thing I can't do. I can't do that.
I feel like I
I'm
never
not.
used
I'm
to
not
want to
very
cut my
good.
hair. I had an attachment to it. Like I was scared to cut it. And then after the first time I cut it and I realized, okay, it's just gonna grow back. Like it's not that big of a deal. I just kept cutting it. But I don't know. I think I'm done cutting my hair because I just want it to be, maybe I could try a wig if I want to cut it. But yeah.
Just gonna let it do its thing.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it that, like, I'm gonna ask you this: do y'all hate when people touch y'all hair?
If it's
Ooh,
unwarranted,
child.
if I didn't ask you to touch my hair, do not touch me, period. Don't touch me.
What about if they ask though? What about if somebody asks, can I touch your hair?
It depends on
It
the
depends on the
setting
person.
and the
Yes, it
person.
depends. It depends.
Yeah.
So okay, so I'm gonna keep it a buck. If it's a Black girl that's asking me to touch my hand, 9 times out of 10, she's trying to figure out how to do it herself, right? She's
Yeah.
like, oh, let me see, hold on, because like usually when I have this styling, a lot of people want to know because I tell them I do it myself, and they're like, wait, how do you do it? So I don't have a problem when she's like, can I see? Like I know the
Right.
intention behind that, but I've been in situations where the white people have just touched my hair. You know what I mean? And I've been like, excuse me, can I help you? I'm not a petting zoo.
Right.
It depends on the person. It depends on the person, and I guess sometimes it depends on the race for me because I know why you're asking as a Black or brown person. I know why you're asking as a white person.
Right.
So
I think
it
it's
depends.
like a fascination. Like they are just some white people. I just feel like they just never seen. Like they're just like, what is like, what's like. I don't, and then
Going on.
it's yeah. Like I work with mostly white people, and whenever I come in with a new hairstyle, they're like, oh my gosh, like how did they do that? Like how long did that take? And it's annoying as hell because I know every time I come in with a new hairstyle, y'all gonna ask me 1,000 questions, and it's just like, why can't I come in here and with my hair a new style, and y'all just be like, oh hey, how was your weekend? Like, why do
Like,
you have to be like, oh my gosh, look at your hair? Like, it's not that, like, I don't know. I just think the back, like, because if anybody else would ask me, I'd be like, oh thank you, like I appreciate that. But I don't know, it's just a certain like connotation that comes with it when I feel like white people are just like, your hair.
I mean,
Like
arguably in
mesmerized.
life, we're all fascinated by something, right? We're all fascinated, but we don't go around
Yeah.
touching everything we're fascinated by. Like,
Right.
you keep your
Right.
hands to yourself. Like,
Right.
Or
what's wrong
like
with you? We
overly,
learned that in
or like
kindergarten.
exactly, or like over. I feel like that's just like excessive. You feel me? Like every time you go into work and somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, look at your hair." It's like point. Like why not just say your hair looks nice
Right.
and
Like,
just
why do
call
you
it a day?
even? It's like a big thing, and it's just like it's annoying
Yeah.
because it's like I
Does
know.
it hurt?
There's-
How long did it take? Can you wash your hair with that?
Oh my gosh, that's the one that gets me. Can you wash your hair? Like,
Like yes,
bye.
you can. I think for me, I think it bothers me when people always say like touch my hair because they always have an opinion because I keep my hair the same. So they're like, "Oh, you could do this with it. You could do this with it. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? Why don't you do this?" And it's like, just let me be me. You feel me? Like it's me being me. This is what I enjoy wearing. This is my sense of who I am, and I'm gonna stick to it. Now I appreciate it, but at the same time, keep your hands away. You know what I mean? That's my take on it for me though.
That's,
Mhm.
like
All
I
right, what
said,
were you?
intent matters.
Exactly, exactly. And I feel like so many people always know, like they always want to say like what to do with my hair, as if like bro. First of all, if I don't even know and I'm 23, you probably don't even know. You just met me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
If what works and what doesn't work, I'm just saying.
Who's to say I haven't found what works for me? That's what works for me. This is my visual representation.
You feel me?
Right.
Like I said, I appreciate it, but keep your hands away from me. You feel me? And honestly, it's just a waste of
Period.
your breath. You feel me? I know what works for my hair. I've been doing it for a while now. I know what works. I'm not about to try all this other stuff that you telling me to try. Cause then what if my hair fall out? Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? You telling me to try Cantu? Cantu don't work for me.
Cantu sucks. Well, we're not gonna have
Cantu
that
don't work for
conversation.
nobody.
Thank you. And you tell me, oh, you should try Cantu moisturizer. No. First of all, the fact that you even said that is a no. Like that. Now
That's why I
that goes.
didn't ask.
Thank you. I didn't ask, and the
Right.
fact that you said that is actually disturbing me. So don't say anything about my hair. Just like that.
Cantu can't do shit. Okay.
I like that.
Exactly. Oh man, that's funny.
I like that.
What was y'all go-to hairstyles as a kid?
Ooh, child.
When I was like a child, go ahead. You go ahead, girl. Because your mom was a hairstylist, so
Yeah. Okay. So it depends. Like, so my mom was a hairdresser, but like because she's my mom, I don't get the hairstyles all the time. Everybody thought like, oh, because your mom's a hairdresser, you gonna get the styles. No, I would have to beg for all my styles. So my go-to was the beads, because everybody had the beads. You know what I mean? Like the beads. Or she would give me the zigzag part in the middle, gelled up my hair with the two afro. And then on Easter or Christmas or my birthday, I'll get my hair straightened with a little bump. You know what I mean?
yes, you gotta have the bump.
Little bump. You gotta have a little bump.
You got to. I'm dead.
Those are my go-tos. Those are my go-tos.
Mine was definitely braids. I always had my hair in braids, or it was like my mom would do like 4 parts, like a part down the middle and a part across, and I would have my 4 little puffs with the little bubbles in it. Yes.
Yup.
And then barrettes. I had a whole a bottle of barrettes and all types of hair stuff. Yeah, those are the main things.
I had the little, I call them ballies. I had the little ballies too. I always used to like that. Shelby, like the part down here and the part across. Then I had 4 little, like they were like braided. You feel me? So they had a little don't be a menace little do going on. You feel me? And then I always had the braids. My mom can really braid. She be acting like she can't braid, but she could braid. Yeah, she be acting like she can't do hair, but she could do hair. She be playing, y'all.
Yeah, your mom's hair is always done. She always got a new style. She don't play with her hair.
Listen, she used to do hair. She playing. She used to do hair. But she used to like
she just
braid
don't
it up.
want to do y'all hair.
Exactly. Right. She just don't want to do hair. She don't want to do nobody else's hair but hers and mine. That's it. I'm like, you used to do your friend's hair.
I feel that.
but I
Nope.
respect it. I used to always have the
I feel your
braids.
mama.
See, I used to have the braids with the little. It used to like the little braids used to attach to like one big braid that would go down. So I'd have like two braids. It was dope though. That was
Oh,
my
she
favorite
got
hairstyle.
creative.
She did. You know, it was unique. You feel me? And this is when I was like figuring out my identity. You feel me? Figuring out, me liking girls and whatnot. So I used to be like, you see my little hairline? You feel me? I don't even got to get a lineup.
I'm dead.
I thought I was
Aubrey.
fly. I thought I was fly, boy. And then I got a perm, and then that was game over. That was game over.
Do you still have a perm?
I don't. It took years. It took years for the perm to get out of my head completely. Like, yeah. How y'all feel about perms? I'll ask y'all that.
Not for
I
me.
had a perm one time in my life, and I never did it again. And I felt like that one time ruined my hair. Like I had to cut everything out just for it to be like back to its normal. I would never again put a perm in my head. When I have kids, I won't put perms in their hair. But I understand it because my hair is very thick and it's hard to manage, and I barely want to do it my own self. So I can understand why someone would put a perm in my hair because it would make it more manageable. But it's just like it ruins.
It's so damaging, yo. It's so damn. It legit. I had a perm for probably. I was getting perms for probably like a year or two straight, and legit, it took over 5 years to get the perm out of my head. Like that's not cutting my hair. That's only cutting my edges. Like 5 years, over 5 years to get that out of my head. It was like when I would wash my hair, so you've seen my curl pattern before. Like it's cool. Like my shrinkage and whatnot is all good. But then when I had the perm and still in my hair, it would be like curls and then just straight at the end.
Yeah.
Like what?
It's also heat damage too.
Yes. And that was bad. How do you feel about perms, Denise?
Oh, again, I didn't have a perm for a very long time, right? 13 is when I got a perm. I begged my mom for a perm at that point. Cause when you were younger, anybody remember Just For Me? Like that like commercial vibe? Like, okay. Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, well, that's what I want. I want and she was like, no, Denise, no. But fast forward, 13, got a perm. And between 13 and 18 is when I had a perm, broke off my hair terribly. And then I watched that documentary Good Hair that was like done by Chris Rock in my freshman year in high school. No, freshman year in college. I think it was my freshman year or my sophomore year. Either way, I watched that documentary, and as soon as I watched that documentary, I called my mom like, I ain't doing no more perms. And she was like, yeah, right. I was like, I'm dead serious. And ever since then, I've never went back. And now that I have my hair, I'm like, why was I? Like, it's crazy how you think, like your mind, your mental state, and when you're figuring out your identity, who you try to represent. But now that I look at my hair, I'm like, yo, my hair's flat. Look at these curls. What's wrong with me? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's not for everyone. Some people, I can understand why they do it. I just know that my hair is incredibly soft and curly, and I didn't need it in the first place. And now I see why my mom didn't want to do it. And like I said, if that's for you, that's for you. It's not for me though. My hair now has been thriving more than it has been in years. So
yes.
I remember when I did my my first big chop, and like I could see like my curls. I was like, oh my gosh, like I love this. Like I didn't straighten my hair for almost like a year because I was just so in love with like my natural hair and like the curls and everything, trying different styles with it. Like, and my hair was short, so I could barely do anything with it, but it was just like seeing the curls, and I was in love. I was in love with my hair once I cut it.
That's good.
Yeah, you're brave for that. You're brave for the haircut. I did not do that. I did the singles until it broke. Like I just kept doing singles until it like transitioned out, and I kept trimming it out because listen, the way my head shape is, I don't think a haircut gonna look fly on this girl over here.
I think it would look cute. I just got tired of seeing them straight pieces. Like you see your curly hair, and then it's like straight.
Like, yes, boy said. So it look like at the end.
For real.
I feel that. Listen, you are brave for the big chop. Some people are brave for just being able to do the big chop. Especially, I applaud women who do the buzz cuts. I love it.
Yeah.
To me, I love it. Like I just feel
bold.
like, Yes, and it's just unique because not a lot of people do it. So I just love to see it.
There, right? You see me, you see me, you see me, you see me, you see me.
We see
You
you.
see
We
me.
see you.
We
I mean,
good.
you
We
see
good. Go
me.
ahead. Go ahead.
You
Go
see
ahead.
me.
Go ahead.
All right. All right. Well, my partner, she did a buzz cut. She was in the army and she did a buzz cut. And like that was brave of her. Like to her it was like, okay, here is nothing because she had to do it, right? But she grew back now. She got dreads, all that. But I can't do haircuts. It gives me anxiety when I get a trim. Like I be like, how much you cutting? How much?
Yes, that is
I be so scared.
pure bravery, but I love it. Especially I think females who rock the waves. I love it. I just think
Fly.
yes. Yes.
Fly. I could be your biggest supporter. It's just not gonna be me. I'll be like, yes, sis, yes.
Right.
Bro, that looks so good.
Super duper fly. Super duper fly.
Oh, dude. Well, my last question to y'all would be like, how do y'all feel about, I would say, I wouldn't say cultures, but other individuals who are not a part of that Black and brown community who imitate our hairstyles, the ones that we have originated. So I think a good one, I think a good example that I would throw out there to the world would be like, one of the things that I seen was Bad Baby rocking the singles. A lot of people said she was a culture vulture. Y'all can go based off of that situation, or y'all can go based off of it in a whole general perspective.
Well, my whole take on, Black culture consistently being stolen from and marketed to mainstream, but we not getting any credit for it. It's a whole nother personal issue that I have. But in terms of, I realize that in real life, like people around me and the white people that I interact with, or I guess I would say non-Black persons that I interact with, Black and brown people that I interact with, they actually don't imitate Black hair as much as like these celebrities. Like I feel like Black culture has become the blueprint to be famous for everyone but Black. You know what I mean? And that upsets me a lot because there are some beautiful, beautiful people within our own communities that put hard work into these hairstyles, into the inspiration of what they do. Like we have historical context behind why we braid our hair, why we do our nails, why we have weave, why we do singles. And it's just taken as a caricature. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I have a personal issue with people, culture vultures. There's a whole bunch of them who fail to realize the significance of that. And to me, I have no problem with anybody trying anything new, but don't make it seem like you Christopher Columbus it. You didn't Christopher Columbus nothing over here. You feel me?
Yep.
You didn't
I like that.
nothing.
I like that.
My whole thing is give credit where it's due. Like you said, you did not discover this. This is not something that you are putting on just because you have more celebrity and more people are seeing you. Like give credit. This comes from Black people. This comes from our culture, and I think imitation is the greatest form of flattery. But it's just like at some point you got to give credit, and you can't just come up off of what other people are just living their life doing. Like I don't agree with it, but
give credit where it's due all the time. I think that's in
a historical context, we've always been stolen from, like in terms of inventions in this country, the way we rock and roll was ours. Let's talk about that.
And they think Elvis created it. Like,
oh, we ain't even gonna talk about Elvis. We ain't gonna talk about Elvis. Okay. And nothing about his hips was all of him was lie. Okay, all of it was a straight lie. Little Richard just died the other day, and like honestly, he was really the godfather of rock and roll. So we have a pattern of non-Black people stealing from Black culture and mainstreaming it, popularizing it, and thinking that it's cool and feeding it to the masses. But when we do it, we don't get the credit at all, like at all, not even a little bit.
And
like,
it's actually, I feel like praise.
What is that?
Yeah.
It's exotic when they do it, right? It's exotic. Oh, she's exotic. I'm like, really? You don't remember your mama doing them braids? No?
Right.
Like, really?
Right. That
it's an issue for me, man. It's such a big issue for me.
Yes, I feel that. I feel like I see that a lot with like my little cousins. I have a lot of little cousins, and I have little sisters as well. And I think they see other people with these different hairstyles like that who aren't a part of our community, right? And they want to be like them, and it's like, I need you to although they're young, it's like, I need you to just slow down. Like, can you just stop watching YouTube for a week? Like, let's just go into a history lesson on where we've been, where we've come from, and who we are today. Because, like, my little sister does this thing where she always wants long hair, right? She's when she dances, she goes like this, pulling her hair. She does all this stuff. And it's like, I get it. But the people on YouTube are not helping you right now. Just say that. People on YouTube are not helping right now. So it is important. I want to go back to the first question. It is important to teach our youth, our young kids who we have in contact with, and understand the importance of embracing their hair and who they are. Like, that's just number one for me. For me, I would say, and I will hope it will be important for other people as well in the future. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But
I feel that. I feel that.
No kids are watching YouTube. No kids are watching TV right now. They're watching all YouTube. But my question to y'all would be like, okay, so the Shade Room has a hair do's and don'ts. Have y'all seen that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that before. I actually unfollowed them recently though.
Okay. How do y'all feel about that situation? I would ask why did you unfollow them? But we can get to that afterwards. But how do y'all feel about that type of segment, I would say, whatever they're trying to do?
The Shade Room is just naturally messy. So I don't feel like they have any good intentions on doing anything and uplifting the Black community. Like, they're built on gossip. They're built to break people down. So for me, I have an issue with it. Have I laughed at a couple of them? Yeah. Because let's be honest, like I said, I come from a family with hair. So when I see a bad weave job, I see a bad weave job. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I be like, sis, I see your track. Like, I'm trying to help you. Like, just, right. You know what I mean? But like I said, they're built to break people down. They thrive when other people, are struggling. So I ain't with it.
That's exactly why I unfollowed them, Aubrey, to answer your question.
There we go. Short and simple. I respect it though. I agree. I think it's a little bit that's a little bit too far. A lot of stuff that they do is too far.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times when there is something negative or bad or like a situation that's going on that could escalate to something deadly potentially, I feel like they take that and they use it as an opportunity to get followers. They take it as an opportunity to get more viewers on their page. And it's just like, you don't understand the repercussions of what you're doing. You don't understand that they're real people with real lives, and you're taking a situation that could be handled and you're making it something bigger because you have this mass audience who's viewing your posts and they're making comments and they're fueling it. They're making it bigger than what it could possibly be. So yeah, that's just my little tangent on the Shade Room and why I unfollowed them.
But we can't really be too mad, not to go off on a tangent, but we can't really be too mad at Shade Room just as much as we can't be too mad at YouTubers, because they are literally doing exactly what they're told to do by the people that like their content, right?
Yeah.
Like, so if I show up barefaced to my YouTube channel, you know what I mean, versus all done up, I get a different response. Just like when you wear your natural hair versus all done up, you get a different response. So people tend to do the blueprint of what they're told to do because they are looking more for validation. Valid TV. They're looking for more validation. You know what I mean? And that's how they get their form of validation. So like for Shade Room, I can't say how many posts they've ever had in the entire time that has been positive, but their most posts that get the most engagement are the most messy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People have this need to feed into the negative, like for whatever reason. So the same thing, like that's the reason why our young kids, when they're looking at these YouTubers, when they're looking at these influencers, when they're looking at these celebrities, they want to look like them because they see the type of attention they're getting. So when they want to manipulate their hair, they're like, oh, I want long hair because it's exotic, or I want braids right now because Kylie did it, or the whatever her name is. I don't even remember her name anymore. What's her name? Bad Barbie?
Oh yeah.
Bad Baby.
Bad Baby, somebody, I don't know, somebody. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how you know I don't keep up with them no more because I don't got time for them. But they see that and they want that. You feel?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hard
Yes.
to tell someone to love themselves when the word is showing them that everything but them is beautiful.
Yep.
Yes. That's valid. That is hella valid right there. How do we stop that though? As people who embrace who we are and allow everything amongst us to shine, including our hair. How do we stop that? Or I would say, what advice would you give to others who are helping raise young children at this time?
Well, you show
I
them more
just
people that look like them. We have the
Mm-hmm.
ability to tailor our social media to the BS we want to see versus what we don't.
mm-hmm.
Like, I did this massive unfollowing the other day because I was just like, I don't want to see this. You know what I mean? Like, I started
Mm-hmm.
following like more affirmation pages, more positive pages, more things that I want to get into, and more people that look like me or look like my family. You know what I mean? I love pages of like natural beauties and natural hair with the big old froze and she's looking like a queen. Like, I love those things. So like showing them and showing up for them, showing what's beautiful and like talking the talk and walking the walk. You can't be like, oh, that's beautiful, but then all the pictures you liking are the exotic girls who ain't black that got, you know what I mean? Like, so you have to show up the same way you want them to show up. You know, that's how I feel.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, showing them what's beautiful. Like, I think like just telling them like you're beautiful. It could be that simple. Like when I see a little girl, she has like her hair out naturally, like, oh my gosh, your hair is so pretty. Like just giving them, showing them exactly what you said, like you're beautiful. Like this is what beautiful looks like. And it's really that simple.
Yes.
Yeah. I can say my
Yes.
family did a great job with my confidence. Okay. They would be like, my father is the type of person that if he see me with this hairstyle right now with extensions in, he'd be like, why you got to do that? You look so beautiful without it. Like, I grew up that way where my dad would see my hair just freshly washed and he's like, oh, look at your beautiful hair. Look at you. So when you see that and you feel that genuinity, like from
mm-hmm.
someone else telling you that you're beautiful, you feel beautiful. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Regardless of the fact that hair is now my expression and I do whatever I want to do with it, I still like love when I have my hair out and my dad's looking at me like, yo, you look so dope. I'm like, thanks, Dad. Thanks. You know, like that feeling. I want that for all the little girls growing up. I want them to feel like I look so pretty. So yeah, we need to like tell them that their hair is pretty when they have their hair out. Or even when they like, I don't like that whole idea of your hair is a mess because you don't got your edges together. I've been trying to normalize ungel edges for a minute now. Okay. Because a lot of girls think that you have to have slick back baby hair curl wave thing going on. And that's not always the case. So show them that too. Some girls
Bro,
don't
it
have that,
happens.
but your hair is
It
still
happens.
beautiful.
It's gonna get messed up all day. Come on, look. Messed up all
Yeah.
day. Like it's gonna happen, but just cause your edges, it's 90 degrees outside. Just
For
Listen,
cause
real.
it's 90
like
degrees inside, okay?
For
it's
real.
like that does not mean that when your edges start hitting the humidity and they start doing their things, that does not mean that you are not beautiful. It
Not
happens.
at that
Right.
point yet, you guys, but I
You
appreciate I respect it.
You see these you see these edges? You see these edges? Normalize them.
I respect
you
it.
feel?
I
I'd be
respect
like,
it.
bro, it's 90 degrees outside. What you want me to do? It's gonna do its own
Right.
thing. I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm not gonna carry gel and a toothbrush with me or gel and a brush with me.
Yo.
I'm just not
You said it
going
right
to do
the first time. You said it
you,
right the first time. The
you,
toothbrush.
you exactly. You feel me? Like it's going to do what it wants to do, and I'm going to embrace what it wants to do. You feel?
Period. Because you can't do nothing else. It's gonna do what it's gonna do anyways, right? So
Right.
Exactly. You feel? And I've been working all day. I've been out all day. I'm gonna let this show that I've been out all day. You feel me?
all right.
I've been gone all day.
Normalize it. I feel that.
Alright, we gotta go ahead and wrap this one up. I really enjoyed talking to you guys about it. Like I said, I'm not a big on my hair, right? But I understand the importance of it, and understand. Although I say I'm not big on my hair, my hair is my hair, and I do love my hair, and I would never cut it because people always say, why don't you just cut it if you don't quote want to take care of it? Like, first of all, like I said before, it's mine.
Mind your business.
Right. You can do what you want with it.
Right, it's mine. But I'm just gonna, before we end, I'm gonna throw out there, make sure you cop your Valid TV merch. If you haven't gotten anything, make sure to hit us up on our Instagram at Valid TV Podcast, or you can hit us up on Twitter at Valid TVP. So one of us will respond to you and make sure that you get your merch. But let's just do anything to support. Also, we have a special event going on where during the month of July, for every 10 subscribers that we receive, we will be doing a giveaway for a free Valid TV shirt. So help us get 10 subscribers. You ain't even got to pay for it. You might have a chance to win. You feel me?
Free.
If it's free, if it's for me, if it's free, it's for me. That's how I feel about it. But like always, this is Valid TV: vulnerability, accountability, leadership, intentionality, and demand. All aspects of life, and we always just here to talk about it. Thank you again, Denise, for hopping on with us today. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
And this was a very fruitful conversation. I loved it.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Of course. We'll see y'all in the next episode.